Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Chittenango High School Annual More Than a Game Foundation Christmas Tournament. I'm Zach Jasmine, and alongside me tonight is Ben Sear. Tonight, the Chittenango Bears take on the visiting Whitesboro Warriors, and we'll start with your lineups. For the Warriors, number 1, Rashad El-Fahad. Number 4, Zach Britt. Number 5, Colin McAndrew. Number 10, Cameron Hunter. And number 12, Tommy Moriel. Now for your Chittenango Bears, number 1, Dylan Votsinis. Number 4, Zach Falkenberg. Number 5, Sam Hill. Number 12, Jake Bergen. And last but not least, number 23, Matthew Lanfear. Well, Ben, how do you think the Bears are going to fare tonight playing the visiting Warriors?
Well, Zach, I think tonight the Bears are going to look to their outside shooting. Dylan Votsinis has been excellent from beyond the three-point arc. The majority of his points have come from that three-point shooting of his. So I think if you're Whitesboro, you got to try and shut him down and, maybe not allow those dribble drive penetrations from Falkenberg to then kick it out to Votsinis. But that's going to be hard because Falkenberg, he'll take that right to the rim. He doesn't need to kick that out. As you know, he's leading point scorer for the Bears. Also gets a lot of his points from the foul line as he does drive in and, typically just draw contact. So for the Bears, really what you got to do is you just got to play your game tonight, and you got to be able to have Falkenberg drive, go to the lane, and even occasionally kick it out and find that open man on the outside.
He does that so well. As we've seen him multiple times. He'll drive and make these insane shots, and even if he does get fouled, Falkenberg is money from the free throw line, so the Bears certainly are going to be driving to the basket a lot tonight.
Yeah, one thing to note is if you're a longtime Bears supporter and have been watching the games for a while, you may notice that Sam Hill isn't starting, which we haven't seen very often, in past years. To be honest with you, the past 2 years, I don't think he hasn't started that much, but could be because of that injury. I don't know if he's fully ready. And Paulie Woods has played excellent this season. He's the third leading point scorer on the Bears, and he's gotten most of those points from beyond the bench. So obviously having an excellent season, and he's made a lot of threes as well. So it'll be interesting to see him coming out here, and hopefully he's able to do great tonight.
And we'll take a short break and be back shortly.
I'll tell you what, Zach, if anything, we're going to get a good some good music tonight if we don't get a good game here, as I'm really enjoying this playlist so far.
DJ Curtero down there doing a great job. As Moriel and Lanfear go out for the tip, and the Warriors come down with it. McAndrew setting up his offense. He dishes to Hunter, who brings it back to McAndrew. Tipped away by Lanfear, and Falkenberg ends up with it as he pushes down the court. Falkenberg into Bergen, who loses the handle, and now is on the floor and calls a timeout. Well, Ben, an early timeout, not even 30 seconds underway, but a smart one. Coach Clancy looked happy with the call from the senior.
Yeah, as you can see, he doesn't really have much to say, Zach, because the game just began, as he just quickly tells his team, get out there. That really was just more of a tactical timeout there, so that way the Bears could keep possession here in this game.
Certainly, so we'll see Falkenberg take the inbound.
25 seconds left in the shot clock for the Bears, so we're going to have some time to set up a play here. Close inbound there, but he's able to get it. He takes a contested three, and he's got two guys on him, and he decides to take that shot. Zach, not quite sure if that's what the Bears were looking for there. Definitely had a little bit of time to play with.
Yeah, especially not that early in the shot clock. It's not the shot you want, but now Whitesboro in the corner. They find Al-Fahad inside. He dishes out to McAndrew. His three's no good, and Vocinas comes up with the rebound.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a good look from Al-Fahad there, looking towards the outside. And see Vocinas goes down here, and it's going to be Whitesboro's ball.
Vocinas dribbles that one right off his new LeBrons as we see him flashing on the court tonight. Maybe a Christmas present, if I do say so myself. McAndrew's layup's no good, but number 12, Tommy Moriel, finds the basket for the early 2-0 Warriors lead.
You see Falkenberg dishes it out to Vocinas. Vocinas is going to play around with it up here at the top of the key. Thought about it a few times there, Zach, as he decides to go to Paulie Wood, who finds Falkenberg on the outside. You're going to see them just working the ball around the top. They don't elect to pass in very often, Zach, to tell you the truth, down into the inside men. As you're going to see, they're just going to continue to pass it on. Only 6 seconds left on the shot clock, though, so they're going to have to make a decision here. They give it to Falkenberg, who's going to dribble. Vocinas pops up for the two, and he gets it to go. Good shot by Vocinas at the buzzer of the shot clock.
Nice jumper there from the top of the key. We saw Vocinas. He's got a lot of range, and he's definitely showing it out there tonight. McAndrew in some trouble. He finds Hunter.
I think you're going to see Whitesboro try and go inside a little bit more tonight, especially considering you don't have Sam Hill to play against, as you're going to see Hunter on the ground there, and it's going to be recovered by the Bears. You see with a nice fake by Paulie Wood to Vocinas, and he gets the easy layup as he played the Whitesboro defender, McAndrew.
We'll see McAndrew slow things down here as he sets up the Whitesboro offense.
Ooh, a little bit of a high pass there, but able to come down with it is Moriel.
Fast hands there by Vocinas, but Whitesboro keeps the ball thanks to Zach Britt.
And one thing the Bears do very well is they're able to get their hands in there in the passing lanes and get a lot of steals. We know Falkenberg has a lot of steals in the season as well. You see, it's going to be a travel call here on Al-Fahad as he wasn't able to keep that pivot foot down, and he was shuffling along the floor a little bit. It's going to see Falkenberg to take it for the Bears.
But I couldn't agree more, Ben. That Bears 2-3 zone at the top with Falkenberg and Vocinas works miracles as we see the Bears turn it over there, and Al-Fahad looks to take it the whole way but is fouled.
Yeah, and that was a poor pass by Falkenberg. A rare mistake from him, Zach, as it was kind of telegraphed and looked like it was going to try and be some kind of a pick set up there at the top of the key for Falkenberg, but he couldn't quite get that to go. Oh, a nice rebound, though, from Whitesboro, but they're not able to put that one back away. That was Britt who missed that layup for him.
Vocinas now at the top of the key for the Bears. He goes off of a Landfair pick now to Wood in the corner.
You see Vocinas take a spill on the ground there, but he looks to be all right. Seemed to have slipped a little bit. Zach, maybe those new shoes aren't quite worked in yet.
Coach Clancy changes the play, and we see Vocinas with a three. That one off the back iron.
And he kind of got open there a little bit too, Zach, but he couldn't quite get that one to fall.
Yeah, he had that fake pass move that turned the defender around so it was uncontested. Britt into Al-Fahad.
Yeah, Al-Fahad is kind of where they're going to want to go tonight, and at least if they can kind of dribble it outside. But you see a block from Landfair. Good job to close down on the outside. And he's coming out here, and Sam Hill's going to be entering the game.
McAndrew pulls it out.
See Sam still wearing that brace on that knee. Hasn't quite gotten back to full strength.
Shot no good. Foul is going to be called on Jake Bergen. His first of the night.
Fouls on Jake Bergen. Bradley will shoot 2.
Morial drains the first.
Yeah, and if you're Whitesboro, you know the Bears are able to put up a lot of points, so you got to make your free throws when you're given the opportunity.
The Bears certainly make him down the stretch, as we see Morial makes a second as well. So we're all tied up at 4 with 3.5 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, all the Bears are pretty decent from the line, to tell you the truth, even though Sam Hill's kind of that bigger guy that, you know, typically us growing up in Central New York aren't used to bigger guys making free throws.
I know you're referencing Syracuse there. Luckily, I think Chukwu might be our savior this year. He makes all of his foul shots lately.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with him, to be honest with you, Zach. He wasn't making anything, and then last night at the game, he didn't seem to. He missed like 2 in the whole night. It was insane. He was just draining them. Coach Boeheim probably made him practice those 6 hours a day.
I can imagine working out in the Carmelo Anthony Center, just foul shots all night. Back to the Chenango game, we see Hunter on the three-point line, but dishes to El Fahad, who drives and is stuffed by number 5, Sam Hill.
Yeah, good job by Sam Hill just to hold his ground there, and that's not a foul, Zach. He didn't jump or move his place at all, just put his hands up, and you see a 3 from Falkenberg, and he's getting off to a good start here in this game. Good job by Falkenberg to hit that out of the hands of Morial and break up the play here for Whitesboro, so they're going to have to get reset. You can see a nice drive, though, inside, but can't quite get that one to fall. Was Britt, and it's going to go rebounded by Sam Hill out to Falkenberg, who's now setting up in the Bears' end. He gets double-teamed, but finds a nice pass inside to Sam Hill, and he's able to make the easy layup. What a great pass.
That is how you split the double team right there. Great job by Falkenberg to go right through those defenders and find the open Sam Hill under the basket.
Yeah, and Sam Hill, he kind of rolled off that pick, and he was kind of just left wide open by Whitesboro. Nobody really picked him up, and when they went for the double team on Falkenberg, they thought they had him, but no, he sneaks through both defenders and manages to get the pass to Sam Hill, who's able to make an easy layup.
Zach Falkenberg does the unthinkable, and I think we can both swear by that. Night after night, game after game, we see him out here just make these unbelievable plays. And hopefully next year he'll continue it at a college of his choice. I know talking to Zach last week, he had a few in mind. I know he mentioned Ithaca College and a few others, so we'll see what he does next year.
Inbound to Britt. Going to take it slowly over the half-court line here for Whitesboro. Try and slow down the play and get a good possession here so they don't fall too deep into a hole in this first quarter. And Britt gets the open 3 look. Can't quite get that one to fall, but a good offensive rebound by Whitesboro. They're going to find Al Fahad at the top of the key, who's going to be fouled by Sam Hill. It's going to be a foul on the floor, though, so no shot here as Whitesboro will inbound it. It'll be Britt to inbound.
Britt finds Hunter at the top of the key. McAndrew's pocket is picked as Vocinas goes the other way and puts it away for the easy layup.
You got to love that. He only went up with that with one hand because he uses the other arm to kind of body out McAndrew there with a great layup by Vocinas.
Smart play. Nice heads up steal from Vocinas. Hunter pulls it out from Whitesboro. And he drives in, and a foul is called.
It's going to be a foul call on Paulie Wood here for a push. That'll be his first on the night. We see a substitution here for Whitesboro as it's going to be Joe Panuccio coming in here for Whitesboro. Had to struggle with that one a little bit, Zach. I wasn't sure.
Those Italian name gets you.
Yeah, I guess I didn't read that one over when I was looking through the list and kind of caught me off guard a little bit. As you're going to see a nice three here from Whitesboro, but can't quite get it to fall. As Sam Hill's going to come down with an easy layup, or rebound, excuse me.
Just under 50 seconds here as Falkenberg looks to push and is stuffed by Alpha Had, and Moriel comes down with the rebound.
Good job by Alpha Had, though, to get in that way of Falkenberg and not commit a foul there. You see Alpha Had, though, comes down with a layup once again, so he makes a great defensive play and is able to come down and make a good offensive play on the rebound and the putback here for Whitesboro. Bears.
Excuse me, sorry, Ben, go ahead.
Bears up by 5 here with under 30 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
We had a 1 second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Votsinis doubled, but finds Falkenberg at the top, who dishes over to Wood.
He's going to drive inside, kick it outside to Votsinis, who gets the look, but can't quite get it to fall. And a rebound by Whitesboro here as we're going to have Britt take it up the court here. They're definitely going to want to try and get a basket. As a long three, and that's good for Moriel. A long three as he's able to get it at the buzzer.
So the Bears end the first quarter up 11-9.
Yeah, and that three makes a big difference, Zach, in this game. Cuts the lead of the Bears only down to 2 at the end of the first quarter, so Whitesboro is going to be happy about that one.
Yeah, Whitesboro only 9 points so far. That was a third of their points currently. That one basket makes a huge difference. And kind of a momentum swing depending what that conversation is with Coach Hertham in the huddle.
Yeah, and I think that kind of disrupts both coaches' game plans. You know, Coach Clancy said, hey, I have 11-6 lead going into the next quarter. And now he's only got a 2-point lead here. So definitely kind of changes up his game plan, his mindset, you know, at least. But, you know, definitely for Whitesboro, it's obviously going to be a big momentum shift. Is, you know, he can now say in the huddle that we're only down by 2 points. Obviously, there's a lot you can do here in this game. Hertham is going to be looking to get his team to rally here.
And hopefully Chittenango does better in this second quarter than they did the other night. If you remember, if any of you were watching that Solve game, they did not play too great in the second quarter, but came back and dropped over 20 points in the third quarter to make up for it and get the win. So hopefully here they can keep that momentum flowing and keep the lead.
Yeah, you know, Zach, I don't know if I quite believe in the whole thing where, you know, yeah, you see it a lot in the pros and stuff like that where you say teams can have a bad quarter or a bad half or whatever it is, you know, whatever sport you're playing. I don't really think that comes in factor as much unless you let it come into factor. If you start thinking about it and you start thinking about, oh, you know, we don't have a good second quarter, then you're not going to have a good second quarter. So, I mean, if you're the Bears, just don't even worry about it and just go out and play basketball. That's really all you have to worry about because sometimes, you know, you start playing mind games with yourself and it certainly doesn't help you in the long run.
A lot of these sports nowadays, as much as they are physical sports, they're a lot mental too.
Cena's going to try and get a look as he kicks it out to an open Falkenberg, and he's going to get the three to drop. So he's 2 for 2 from beyond the arc tonight. And that's dangerous if you're Whitesboro because he can drive and he can definitely put up threes, so it's going to be hard for them to defend against that.
Moriel out to Britt. Finds Hunter. Now into Pasquarelli. And Joe Panuccio is called for the travel before the three.
Yeah, you can't do that little jump step like you can in the NBA. As he tried to do that there, Zach, but couldn't get away with it. He did make the three, so it's a little bit unlucky on his part. A little bit more like salt in the wound, Zach, you know.
If you're called with the travel, you at least like to miss it. Doesn't hurt as bad. Now we see Wood up top for the Bears. Finds Falkenberg in the corner who takes a three. That just off the back iron, a little too strong. Britt sets things up for the Warriors. Stolen away by Falkenberg, but Hunter is able to come up with it on the floor.
I would have liked to see the Bears pressure him a little bit more and try and almost surround him as he's on the ground, but they weren't able to do it, and you're going to see Panuccio is going to get an open three look, and he's going to make it here. So now Bears up by 2, 14-12 with 30 seconds remaining on the shot clock. So they're going to try and set up the next possession. Vucinas with a long three. And Zach, we've seen him do that a few times tonight where he kind of gets the ball with a lot of time left on the shot clock, and he almost fakes and gets a little bit of space and decides to shoot it. But so far tonight, it hasn't really, given him a lot of success in this game. You see a miscue there by Britt as he throws the pass away for Whitesboro, which is not what you're looking for here as you're trying to climb back in this game. And he just gave away a possession out of the Bears, which is something you can't do because they'll make you turn it over as well as, they'll take advantage of those accidental turnovers. We see Jake Bergen get up off the bench for the Bears as he'll be coming in shortly. Falkenberg setting up a play here, kicks it inside to Sam Hill. And then Sam Hill's going to try and give it, but he's not going to be able to, so it's going to be a back and forth here on the Bears.
Jake Bergen back in the lead for the Bears.
And Lanfear checking out for Bergen. So as the Bears weren't able to capitalize on that turnover by Whitesboro as they turn it over themselves. Pasquarelli to inbound it here. He's going to find Panuccio on the outside. Britt with a three, and he gets it to drop.
Credit to Britt there. That was not an easy shot as a hand to Zach Falkenberg was right in his face. Now Paulie Wood with the ball for the Bears.
And as you mentioned, the Bears, they don't really play, a typical defense. As you see, Sam Hill gets the ball stripped from there. They play the 2-3 zone, Zach, as we talked about, which is obviously famous here in upstate New York. But there are a lot of ways to exploit that zone. And, if you're able to do so, you can get a lot of open three looks, and you just got to make your shots. And they've been able to make some of their shots. As you're going to see, Falkenberg go strong to the basket, and he's going to get the basket and one here. So he'll head to the line for the Bears. And as we know, he's very good from the line, Zach.
And what we've seen Whitesboro been doing that's been working, and it does in most cases when you're playing against that 2-3 zone, is you've just got to pass the ball into one of the big guys at either down low or at the free throw line, and then dish it back out because the guy will be open every time.
Yeah, and you see that a lot, and you can kind of collapse the defense. But the reason why it works so well from a high school perspective, especially, is because typically in high school you don't have those incredible shooters. You know what I mean? From beyond the, you don't have those guys who are, make 75% or whatever, something ridiculous like that. You don't have Steph Curry out there, but so that's why from a high school perspective it's really good. As Vatsinas isn't able to come down with the rebound as he gets deflected from behind, and now Whitesboro is going to get another shot clock here.
And a nice block by Jake Bergen, and they call a jump ball. Matt Lanfear in for Paulie Wood.
Yeah, so you're going to see these three guys, Lanfear, Bergen, and Hill. They're kind of going to, and Wood, they're kind of going to rotate it around, and you won't really see Falkenberg come out really that much at all, Zach, to tell you the truth, or Vucinas. But those four guys are kind of going to rotate around, and when Lanfear comes in, or when you got Sam Hill and Bergen both in, then Lanfear's going to kind of shift towards more of the guard position, forward position, and then you're going to have, obviously, Sam Hill and Jake Bergen down low as your big guys. You're going to see Paulie Wood get stripped again. Not what you're looking for. And Falkenberg, he doesn't want to draw a foul. And as you know, Falkenberg, a lot more valuable to be out on the court than he is to be sitting on the bench with 5 fouls. So good play by him not to do anything stupid there. He's going to try and set up his team here. Hopefully the Bears, if they turn it over here again, I could see a timeout coming in here from Coach Clancy trying to settle down his team.
And they call a double foul on 4 and 12, which is Zach Britt and Jake Bergen.
It's going to stay with the Bears, though, luckily.
That does nothing but put both teams in foul trouble. Jake Bergen now with 2. That's Britt's first.
Looks like the ref's trying just to get this straight so everybody's on the same page here. Falkenberg to inbound it for the Bears. See, Coach Clancy was getting a little bit heated up over that, Zach, so interesting to watch that throughout the game as you're going to see Lanfear get an open 3 look from the corner, but can't quite get that one to drop, although it's tipped up, and Sam Hill He jumps up for that. I'm glad nobody was in the way of a leaping Sam Hill. That would have been scary. As he's able to come up with another rebound, good for him. And he gets fouled as he goes up for the shot. So Hill head to the line. Hopefully he doesn't let me down. I was saying that he was a pretty good free throw shooter.
Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier.
He let me down, Zach, to tell you the truth. But
right off the front rim.
at least he hit the rim. That would have been kind of bad, Zach, if he didn't hit the rim.
Yeah, air balls are pretty embarrassing, I'm not going to lie. We know much about that up here from the commentating booth. Britt takes it down the court, and he ditches to Panuccio, and that ball stolen away by Bergen.
Yeah, that pass was a little bit too high, and if you're Britt, you got to know who you're passing to. Panuccio doesn't have too much height on him, so you got to realize that you got to get that pass a little bit lower, because it's going to be now Bears possession with a tie game here. Falkenberg calling for his team to set up here, and this is to Sam Hill, and then they're going to work off of that, and this is it out to Vucinas. You can't get it to drop,
and Sam Hill is fouled.
So as we've seen so far, is we're going to now see Al Fahad come back into the game for the Warriors. We haven't seen Vucinas shoot too well tonight, and so we're actually going to see him come out here for Paulie Wood. So a lineup that we don't see too often, Zach, is this mix of players here, but Vucinas just hasn't been able to really seem to get it. So he's going to actually head over and get what looks to be a massage on the sideline. And you're going to see Falkenberg able to drop it. So he's 3 for 4 tonight and having an excellent game here from beyond the arc and able to drive inside. Got 11 points for the Bears.
Britt looks to drive, but dishes to Panuccio.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if maybe that shoulder of Vucinas is bothering him a little bit, but he's getting a little bit of massage from the trainer. As you're going to see Britt able to sink that one, and he's been looking pretty good from beyond the arc as well. And now tie game once again.
He has been looking good from beyond the arc, and that one was fairly deep. But now the Bears on offense. Paul Wood at the top, almost gets stolen away, but Falkenberg takes a 3. That's no good.
Sam Hill not quite able to get that rebound. He was fighting for it, but too many Whitesboro's defenders for even Sam Hill to fight off down there, as it'll be Britt to set up his team here. Finds the open man on the outside. Can't quite get that one to fall, though. Was Pasquarelli is now Falkenberg's going to come down with it, and he's going to dribble it in. He's going to look to take a little floater there at the foul line, but can't quite that one to drop, as it was a good job by Al Fahad to step up and get a hand in his face. As Paulie Wood playing some good defense as well. Morial not able to get that one to drop. Falkenberg's going to look to drive this one to the lane. And they're going to call a charge here on Falkenberg. I'm not quite sure if that guy's feet were set, Zach. It looked like they were all running down the court there. But
he kind of leaned into him, but his feet definitely weren't set. I don't know how you can call a charge on that play.
A charge, something that's, widely debated, in almost all forms of basketball, in the college level and in the high school level as well. And, in the high school level, you don't have that little arc behind under the basket, which I always say that I honestly think high school should have, is they're going to see try and get a pass up to Lanphier, and you see Spurta Lozzi, who came into the game, go up to the basket, not quite get that one to drop. And see a jump ball here.
I don't know how that was a jump ball, in all honesty. I mean, I trust the referee was right there on the baseline, but from this angle, it did not look like a jump ball. And a bit of debate going on here at the scoring table about the possession arrow.
Long debate here is now we have a 3-ref conference at the center of the court trying to decide what to do here, which is never good. But especially now, they don't have the luxury of the ability to go back and look at it or anything like that like you do now.
Yeah, not in high school. Not yet, at least.
If they want to come up here, I mean, I'm sure we could get it for them.
We
But
could hook them up with the replay.
it looks like the Bears are going to stay with the ball here. You now see the ref is explaining to the Whitesboro coach the decision. I'm sure both coaches want to know exactly what the refs were talking about. Always like to be the most informed out there. Falkenberg finds inside to Sam Hill. He's going to go up, and he's going to be called for the travel.
And Moriel take it out of bounds, and Britt takes it up the court.
See Spirtolozzi playing some defense here. Scarelli drives inside and hits one hard off the glass, and Spirtolozzi able to come down with the rebound. So Falkenberg, with only 40 seconds left in this second quarter and about 12 seconds on the shot clock, he's going to look to set something up here. You see Coach Clancy yelling out some orders for his team here as Paulie Wood's going to get him beyond the arc. He's going to drive inside and get a little floater in the lane. Can't quite get that one to fall, though, and it's going to be a foul on Pasquarelli. Looks like he got to push Sam Hill in the back here. So it'll be the Bears inbound it, and they'll get the final. I'm wondering, Zach, do you think they'll hold out here, or do you think they'll just try and get a basket?
The way they've been playing, I think they'll go for the basket, especially since it's off the baseline. I mean, if you're inbound into Falkenberg, I feel like he'd slow things down, but we see the quick shot from Paul Wood, no good. And I guess they did not hold for the last shot, but it looks like Whitesboro will as Britt slows things down.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're Whitesboro, if you're able to get any type of points here, you're happy with that because at least now you can come away going into halftime with the lead in the game as it's currently tied 20-20. See a drive inside.
And a jump ball called, and it'll stay with Whitesboro with just 2.1 seconds left in the half.
Looks like it's going to be inbounded here by Hunter for Whitesboro.
And he finds Moriel,
who has to get a quick shot off, and good job by Lanfear to get a hand in there and disrupt that. So,
and he kind of rushed that shot, to be honest. He had another second, but a brick nonetheless.
Yeah, and that'll be the end of the first half. Game is tied 20-20, and we'll see you after a short break.
And welcome back to the second half. See Falkenberg take it down the court. Passes to Vocinas. Back to Falkenberg in the corner. He's finding Sam Hill inside, but stripped away by Moriel, and Hunter comes up with a rebound.
So far, the Bears come out with a lineup that we've seen a lot of this year, Zach, as we have Bergen, Hill, Falkenberg, Vocinas, and Lanfear into the game here. As you see Lanfear playing some defense at the top of the key on Hunter. Goes inside. Alpha Hot is going to kick it back out, and it's a good ball movement here from the Warriors. See a drive inside by Hunter, who kicks it out, and he's able to find Morial kind of down on the baseline. He's able to get that one to fall, so good job by him.
So, Ben, now that we see the normal starting five out in the court, you got to wonder, why did Coach Clancy change it at the beginning of the game? Was it a disciplinary act, or was it just because Paulie Wood's been playing so well lately?
I think it's kind of a thing that Paulie Wood's been playing really well, and, you know, Sam Hill's kind of been struggling with that injury a little bit this year, Zach, and he hasn't been the same. We've seen him in a few games so far, and he just hasn't looked himself. You know, he's a little bit of that speed is kind of gone for a little bit as he's trying to recover from the injury. So, you know, at least give him a little bit of rest, too, early on. And, you know, now he's kind of warmed up and ready to go, so he's coming out here. And I think it's just kind of Coach Clancy just kind of messing with the lineup. He's really fortunate to have, you know, have the ability to kind of slot Paulie Wood in there if he wants to, because Paulie Wood, obviously, as we've mentioned, has been playing very well this year. So, you know, obviously he's lucky to have that. And you're going to see Lanfear take a three here, and that one rolls out. And then it's kind of tipped up down low there. I think it was Britt who tipped that one up.
Whitesboro back the other way, stolen away by Zach Falkenberg. He pushes ahead.
Good job by Whitesboro, though, to get back and set up. And he's going to make a pass that he didn't quite see Hunter, and who's able to come down and steal it away as the ball isn't going to quite get to Vocinas. And now Britt is going to set it up here for Whitesboro. And we're going to see Panuccio get up off the bench here. He'll be coming into the game shortly for the Warriors.
Hunter up top. Into Britt, and now to Alpha Hod. He dishes out to McAndrew, and that shot no good.
Alpha Hod, though, able to somehow come up with it after it's tipped by Morial. And it's going to be Britt to drive inside with a strange move, and then Alpha Hod able to come down with it. And he's going to go up strong to the basket, Zach. I can't even believe he actually got that ball through those 3 or 4 Bears defenders and able to get up there. And he'll be fouled, so he'll head to the line for 2.
Now you look at Alpha Hod, he's a tall kid, but he's not very big, but kudos to him tonight. He's been pushing around Sam Hill and Jake Bergen and really working under the basket.
He's not able to get the first one to fall, even though Whitesboro is still up by 2 in this game. And we're going to see now McAndrew comes out here as Panuccio checks back into the game. To the final free throw here for Alpha Hod. He gets that one to fall, so now the Whitesboro lead extended to 3 here, as you're going to see a full court press, and it's kind of getting the Bears a little bit confused. As Alpha Hod able to come up with it in a backwards pass, and it puts a little bit of spin on that. It kind of spun pretty weird on the ground there. I thought that Hunter was going to be able to come up with that, but that spin was just kind of strange, as you're going to see Lanford getting pressure on the outside, finds a pass inside to Sam Hill, not quite able to get that one to fall. He's going to go back up with the left, though. He probably should just shoot with that one, Zach. He looks good from the left and able to get that one to drop, so now Whitesboro up by 1. You know, Panuccio pushing it up here for the Warriors. Find Britt, who goes inside, and good job by
tipped
Sam.
Away by Hill.
And tipped there by Vocinas down low inside, and able to finally find the hands of Falkenberg, who's going to go to the outside, look to set up, and Lanfear just kind of takes it on the free throw line, but can't quite get that one to drop.
And Britt takes it back down the other way.
And you see Falkenberg able to get a steal on Britt here, and he's going to get an open layup, and he's not missing that one.
Falkenberg wanted a foul called on that one.
Didn't look like anything up here, Zach, and I'd rather the refs not call too many fouls. I hate those type of basketball games where, you know, everything's called. You sneeze on a guy, and it's technical. So
let the kids play the game. It's going to be tough. It's going to be rough, because that's what good basketball is.
Britt gets the open 3 look, and he's shown tonight that he can certainly hit those. So if you're the Bears, you got to do a little bit of a better job closing out on the top. Those passes by Vocinas always scare me, Zach, when he kind of gets put a little bit of lob on those. And see Lanfear on the outside, kicks it over to Vocinas. He's going to find a long pass over to Paulie Wood, who finally ends up at Falkenberg, gets the open 3 look, but a little bit too strong there. He should have shot that from NBA distance, Zach.
And we see Morial drives and a block called on Falkenberg.
Bears down by 2. Certainly not the start that Coach Clancy was looking. There's only 3:18, Zach. Holy cow, is this quarter flown by here?
It certainly has. It feels like it just began. And kind of funny that block called on Falkenberg, but the other way, when Falkenberg was driving in, he was actually called for the charge. So ref's not helping him out much tonight.
Yeah, and, you know, that makes a big difference, Zach, that charge call, because at the end of the day, obviously, he couldn't get a basket on it. And see Sam Hill called for a foul. But as I was saying, obviously, you know, he couldn't get the basket or anything like that. But the reason why it's almost a bigger deal if you're the Bears is, you know, that puts him on his 3rd foul. And now Sam Hill's on his 3rd foul as well after that one. So Bears in a little bit of foul trouble here. And we have seen Zach Falkenberg foul out in past years. So he's got to be careful, as you're going to see Lanfear get up off the bench after he just took a quick seat. And I imagine he's going to be coming in here for Hill. Hollywood at the top, playing defense at Morial, and now you're going to find Panuccio on the top of the key, who's going to kick it outside to Hunter. Hunter looks at Panuccio. Back to Britt. Britt goes inside here. You can finally find Morial on the outside. He gets an open look, can't quite get that one to drop though, and Bears not able to rebound that ball as you had Paulie Wood and Falkenberg, who aren't the 2 tallest guys, but not able to come down with that one.
Panuccio back to Brett. He fakes a 3, finds big number 42 Avery Cook inside, and one.
Yeah, and Cook did a good job to just use his body there and kind of get inside, and he's able to muscle out Sam Hill.
So that's a foul on Jake Bergen, his 3rd. So now Falkenberg, Bergen, and Hill all have 3 fouls for the Bears.
Yeah, and obviously Falkenberg, huge implications there, but you got to look at it. You know, you got 2 other guys who are on 3 fouls, which normally wouldn't be the biggest deal, but those 2 guys are your 2 big guys down low. You got Bergen and Hill both on 3 fouls, and as you know, those guys typically do get a little bit more fouls in a game, so they got to be careful, and that's a mistake by Vocinas, and that'll be a turnover here as we're going to see Sam Hill checking out here and Lanfear checking in, as you got to be careful with those 3 fouls.
Yeah, I'd like to see Falkenberg just taking himself there. He takes down the court every other time. Just keep going. He had the sideline. He could have beat the guy, but see the turnover there.
And you know, if you're the Bears, you know, you were talking about the foul trouble. Lanfear doesn't have any fouls, so he can still play pretty aggressive, and we're going to see a jump ball here. Certainly seen a lot of jump ball calls tonight, Zach.
That one being the correct call. Excuse me.
An inbound here is Britt is going to take it for the Warriors, and he's going to find Panuccio, who's kind of just left wide open there. A little bit of a scary situation. His Bears got to communicate.
Yeah, Paul Wood comes down with a rebound off the face of his teammate Matt Lanfear.
He's going to drive and finds Bergen, but Bergen, you can't be that slick with his hands.
Wow, the Bears really need to clean things up here. Their last few possessions have been very sloppy.
And the scoreboard's reflected that. See Bergen a little bit upset here.
And that's Bergen's 4th, and we'll see Hill go back in.
And to tell you the truth, Zach, the scary situation here would be if Sam Hill's able to pick up another foul. I'd imagine we'd see Spertolozzi check back into the game. We saw him a little bit earlier. If those 2 guys get into trouble.
Hunter finds Panucci. Now to Morial, who looks to drive in. That's blocked by Matt Lanfear and picked up by Paul Wood. Little spin move there and dishes out to Vocinas, who takes a deep 3. And it's good from 3. Dylan Vocinas with the 3. And the Bears are only trailing by 2.
Yeah, that's a big 3 there, not just from a score perspective, but from a momentum perspective as it puts the Bears back in this game. And to tell you the truth, they looked a little bit like they're a little bit down, but that 3 helped. But a good answer from Whitesboro as Panuccio was able to drive for the basket. And they just got to be smart with the ball as Vocinas is getting double teamed. I told you, Zach, I don't like those little lob passes. Number 12 is going to go hard to the rim, Moriel, and Batiste is lucky he didn't get a foul called on that either, as he kind of flew his body up in the air there.
He did a nice job avoiding contact, though. Matt Lanfear with a three. That's off the front rim, and Cook comes down with a rebound. So just under 50 seconds left. The Bears trail 33-27. That ball off the foot of Paul Wood. And we'll see El Fahad come back in for Cook.
And to tell you the truth, if I were the Warriors, I'd kind of get inside and try and pressure Sam Hill and see if you can't get that fourth foul called on him, Zach, and put the Bears in a really peculiar spot. You're going to see a nice hands by Falkenberg, who's able to get the steal, and good job by him to call a timeout on the floor, and it'll be Bears ball. Smart play from the senior Falkenberg.
It is a smart play, but especially like you were saying, Ben, with that foul, El Fahad's got no fouls, and he's a big guy for Whitesboro. I'd like to see him put some pressure on Sam Hill or Jake Bergen, kind of see what he can do.
Yeah, and try and drive inside and see, you know, they may try and, typically if you're the Bears, they won't really take a charge call. Typically the Bears, they don't really set up for a charge, but you never know. So if you're El Fahad, try and get some pressure inside on Sam Hill, try and get the body down low. You know, even on those rebounds that you typically wouldn't contest on the offensive end, I'd say contest those and see if you can't catch Sam Hill pushing in the back a little bit or getting a little bit handsy with the elbows or anything like that, and see if you can't find him making a mistake. So he's got to be level-headed in this game. Not sure if level-headed Sam Hill's forte, but he's going to have to try here.
And we see Votsinas inbound to Falkenberg.
Falkenberg kind of draws his man in so he can try and blow around him, and that was Hunter who he kind of drew into his play, and Hunter's trying to play defense on him. Certainly a fast guy.
Falkenberg wants to hold for the last shot here. Under 11 seconds.
Yeah, Bears down by 6.
And number 10, Hunter, is called for the foul on Whitesboro, his first.
7 seconds left in this third quarter here. Bears down by 6, as I've mentioned. Certainly not the quarter they were looking for. Certainly kind of a low-scoring game, Zach, to tell you the truth. Both these teams played pretty well defensively, as you're going to see a pass that's just telegraphed by Wood and a lob down the court. And it was actually a pretty good attempt by Moriel, but he can't quite get that one to fall. And at the end of the third quarter, the score is 27-33, Whitesboro.
Well, Ben, if the Bears want to pull out a win here, they certainly need to start showing up. They got to play cleaner on the offensive side of things. They've been sloppy, turning the balls over, getting called for charges. They've just haven't been playing their game. They really need to clean things up and focus on the little things.
Yeah, Zach, to tell you the truth, it seems like forever, you know. Obviously, you saw Votsinas make that three later on, or yeah, it was Votsinas, right?
Yeah.
So he made the three there, and that's really the last time we've seen the Bears do really anything with their offensive possessions, and even then, that was a span of a long time before we saw them do anything because they keep turning the ball over, making stupid mistakes. We saw Paulie Wood with a bad pass there. We've seen Votsinas make a few bad passes, all of them. We see, you know, they're not able to hold on to the passes that they do get, so they really do have to do a better job cleaning up because you're not going to win this game if you can't score. Obviously, you're down by 6, and the only way you can score is by not turning the ball over, so they need to do a better job protecting the basketball. And if you're Whitesboro, just keep doing the same thing that you've been doing in this game, putting pressure on the Chittenango and hoping that they make mistakes.
Yeah, and it's obviously been working because they had. And if I'm El Fahad right now, I'm going right at Sam Hill. He's got 3 fouls. If you get 4 on him, then you've got Lucas Bertolozzi coming in who doesn't play as much, or Jake Bergen who's coming in with 4 fouls. I mean, either way, that puts them in a good position.
Yeah, and to tell you the truth, you know, even Falkenberg was on 3 fouls. If you're Whitesboro, what you want to do is he gets a little bit crazy when he drives to the basket, Zach, and we've seen he does tend to drop his shoulder a little bit at some points when he's in the open lane. As you see there, though, able to
not that time, Ben.
No, maybe make that basket clearly. But as I was saying, when he gets on, and it's a one-on-one or something like that,
or a fast break,
he tries to draw the contact and drive into it. And a lot of times it actually gets called against him. You know, you can't jump into a player or something like that for the most part. So, if you're Whitesboro, hold your own and just try not to move your feet too much, and hopefully he jumps up to you. You get the charge called. You're going to see Britt is good from beyond the three-point arc, and he's got 9 points tonight, all of which coming from the three-point. You see Falkenberg drives to the basket, and he's getting taken himself.
Takes it the whole way, but Bears slow to get back on defense, and Britt puts in the easy layup.
Yeah, that was even too quick for me, Zach. I hadn't even fully recovered from that yet. See Falkenberg, he's going to take it again? He does look to take it again.
And El Fahad is called for the block there.
To be honest with you, from up here, it didn't even look like he hit him.
No, it looked like, honestly, a flop, to be completely honest. I didn't think there was any contact.
Maybe his knee caught him, but Falkenberg didn't even stutter. He just went right through him.
Falkenberg, honestly, is like a warm knife going through butter right now. The way he drives to the basket, we see it in the fourth quarter in a lot of the games. Just so smooth and so calm and collected.
Yeah, the Bears are going to – Falkenberg is obviously going to try and pick up his team here and carry them through this game. So they haven't played exceptionally well offensively tonight really at all. I mean, their defense has been fine, but offensively they've kind of been lackluster, and Vucinas hasn't really gotten going tonight either. He does have 7 points, as I say that, but his three-point shooting hasn't been what we've seen early on. As he's made one tonight. See a great pass inside. There's going to be a timeout immediately called by Herthman of Whitesboro.
So I imagine if you're Coach Herthman right now, you got a 6-point lead with 6.5 minutes left. There's quite a bit of time on the clock. So what do you think he's telling them, Ben? I imagine it'd be something along the lines of just keep playing the way they've been playing, be aggressive.
Yeah, and what I would say is exactly be aggressive and, don't be afraid. Obviously, you don't want to foul him because you're giving him free points, but don't be afraid to step up to Falkenberg in the lane there. And you never know. You may get the charge called against him, and that could put him into foul trouble. So, yeah, play extremely aggressive here. Obviously up by 6, so you can afford to give up a few fouls, but what you can't afford is to turn over the ball, because if you turn over the ball, you're going to give the Bears extra possessions, and they're going to be able to claw back in this game a lot easier. So be smart with the ball is what you're going to want to do if you're Whitesboro.
I agree. That's why El Fahad got called with the block earlier, but I like it because he's stepping in the lane in front of Zach Falkenberg, and depending on the play, that can go your way and be a huge momentum swing. Now we see Zach Falkenberg at the top of the key, passes to Paul Wood.
And this is a big possession for the Bears here because, if they're not able to get a score here, and Whitesboro is, this deficit could be a little bit too much for the Bears to claw back in 6 minutes, though. They got a lot of time here on the clock. A lot they can do, and we can see Falkenberg work some dribble magic there as he kicks it out to Paulie Wood, who gets the three, and he gets it to go. A huge three from Paulie Wood.
That's exactly what the Bears wanted on that possession. They set up their offense. They moved it around. Great ball moving from the outside, and Paul Wood's able to pick up the three. And now the Bears cut the lead down to just 3.
And it's going to be so exciting to see him next year, Zach. I know we probably won't get to see much of him in a Bear uniform, but it'll be interesting to see what he can do here.
Lanfear comes down with a rebound that time. Now picked up by Falkenberg. He dishes to Vucinas. He thinks about the 3.
I'll tell you what, Zach, if they're able to hit another 3 here and tie this game, and this place is going to absolutely erupt.
Yeah, it definitely will, but let's see who does and what happens on this possession. Just 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Falkenberg takes the 3, and it rattles in and out, but Sam Hill comes up with a rebound. And Matt Lanfear is stripped. Moriel goes to the basket and is fouled by Vucinas. But honestly, Ben, that's a good foul if you're Dylan Vucinas right now. It's his second foul of the game, and he prevented him from making the 2-point basket, and he'll have to work for his shots now.
Yeah, and Moriel's not going to miss that layup there, Zach, in transition. So good job by Vucinas to draw the contact, and obviously he's not in foul trouble, so nothing to worry about. 2 fouls, 5 minutes left in this game. He'll be just fine. And as you see, if Vucinas, he saved a point there, as Moriel's not able to get the first one to drop here. The Bears still up by 3. Moriel with the second shot. Can't quite get that one to go, but it's going to be rebounded by Cook. and kicked out, but Panuccio can't get that one to drop.
And instead of the jump ball called, it's a foul on Cook.
Bears get a little bit lucky there as they somehow come out of that with still only down by 3. 37-40. Still, as you mentioned, a lot of time on the clock, though.
So Dylan Votsinus' foul there really worth it as Moriel missed both. But his
deep.
3, no good, and rebounded by Moriel, who dishes it off to Britt. Britt taking his time, passes to Panuccio.
Britt and Panuccio just kind of playing a little bit of pass back and forth. So she's going to see what he can do. Moriel drives inside. Good look by him, but can't quite get that one to drop as it'll be rebounded by Sam Hill, who's going to have Falkenberg take it up. And he saw him out of the corner of the eye, but what he didn't see was Moriel coming up from behind. And Falkenberg's missed some passes tonight that we're not used to seeing him miss. Panuccio's going to slow it up. Britt thought about it. He's going to kick it outside. Finally, good drive by the Warriors, but it was McAndrew who couldn't quite get that layup to fall, and Falkenberg's going to drive.
And Falkenberg's fouled in the lane by number 5, McAndrew.
And as you saw there, what I was talking about was he does kind of drop the shoulder and go into him a little bit, which I kind of like a little. Zach, he tries to draw that contact, and see there, he is able to. So that's going to be called on the floor. I thought maybe that would have been a shooting foul, but I guess not. Falkenberg.
And the 3 is good.
Hi, Zach, I was going to let you have that one. I had the last one. And Falkenberg able to get the 3 to drop. Tie game. Bears back in it with 3:37 remaining in the fourth quarter.
So, Ben, tie ball game. What are you going with? If you're Coach Clancy right now, your team's clawed their way back into this game. There's 3.5 minutes left, 40 even. What are you doing?
I think you gotta sit Falkenberg here. No, I'm kidding, obviously. But,
that's the one thing Coach Clancy will not be doing.
No, I mean, obviously, in Falkenberg we trust, so we just got to hope that he can do whatever he normally does out there. He's got 22 points tonight, over half of the Bears' points.
Ben, can we go back to "In Falkenberg We Trust"? I think that'd be a nice T-shirt.
T-shirt, or maybe even on the dollar bill, Zach. I don't know. I think we need to get that mixed up a little bit here. And obviously, Coach Clancy's drawing up something over there. As you see both coaches feverishly writing on their respected whiteboards, and the Bears fired up after that 3 from Falkenberg to tie the game. And if you're Whitesboro, you kind of got to get your offense going. You haven't really done too much here. And the Bears have obviously able to claw back in this, as we're going to see Moriel to inbound it for Whitesboro, and he's going to be inbounding it to Panuccio. And if you're the Bears, you got to play solid defense and be smart with the ball. They still turned it over a few too many times for my liking, Zach, in this fourth quarter on some errant passes and some miscues. Panuccio gets it over half court.
Finds McAndrew at the top, who's guarded by Votsinus. He pulls back out, takes his time. Now to Panuccio.
Finds inside to Moriel. He's going to work his way inside on Landfear. And
a 3-second violation. I thought Matt Landfear was going to be called for the foul there, Ben. He was leaving his feet.
Yeah, but I'm not going to lie, Zach. Obviously, I'm a Bears supporter there, but he was kind of jumping on the back of Moriel there. I was a little bit surprised, but hey, I'm okay with it. So,
yeah.
3-second violation here, and Paulie Wood take it up for the Bears. Obviously, huge possession. They haven't led in a while, Zach. I don't think they've led actually since the start of the third quarter.
So Matt Landfear with a jumper off the back iron, and Panuccio comes up with a rebound.
Actually, they haven't led since longer than that, Zach. That's my mistake because the game was tied going into the third quarter.
So it was mid-second quarter, I believe.
Yeah, it's been a while, Zach, to tell you the truth. So Britt gets the look on the outside. Can't go get that one to fall. It's some good defense, but a little bit of a mistake there.
And that foul on Sam Hill will be his 4th.
And Bergen up off the bench immediately. So Sam Hill, I'd imagine, will be checking out. And we're going to see Al-Fahad to check back in here for the Warriors. Moriel from the line, able to get that one to drop. No, my mistake, actually. Landfear is going to be coming out here for Bergen.
So they'll let Hill play it out.
I mean, there is only 2:30 left in this game, Zach. I'd say you may as well let him play it out. And, you know, if worse comes to worse, he does foul out, obviously, just throw Landfear back in there.
And that'll be a timeout from Whitesboro. Like to talk things over.
Zach, I said, you know, if we weren't going to get a good basketball game, we'd have a good playlist. But we've gotten an excellent basketball game tonight. You know, I always do like the close ones. You don't like to see a blowout. 40-42, Whitesboro is definitely a close one.
Keep it entertaining for sure. Well, now, Ben, we got a little interview for you tonight. Here tonight we have with us Tyler Falkenberg, brother of Zach Falkenberg. Let you interview him real quick.
So, Tyler, I'm caught a little bit off guard here by Zach. I'm not too appreciative of it, but we got a little bit of a break in the time here. So, just going to ask, you know, how's your JV season been going so far this year?
Pretty good. We didn't do so good in this tournament, but besides that, we've only lost to West Hill.
Okay, so there you go. Obviously, West Hill, very good program, so that's excellent. And looks like we're coming back here, so we're going to elect to finish up that very short interview. As I'm going to have to get Zach back for that one pretty soon.
Hey, it's on the spot. We like it. That's how we roll here by the seat of our pants. But now back to the basketball game. Falkenberg takes it up the court for the Bears. He's guarded by Hunter only on his left side as they're going to look to double team him, but he slices through it. And now Paulie Wood up the baseline. No foul called, and Moriel saves it with a pass to Britt.
Good job by Al-Fahad to get that block on Paulie Wood. Al-Fahad's played quite well defensively tonight.
And Britt into Al-Fahad. He finds Hunter, and that layup no good, but Moriel comes down with it, and Sam Hill has just fouled out of the basketball game. Wow.
And, you know, he's frustrated because, Zach, to tell you the truth, what else could he do there? He stood his ground and had his hands up in the air, and I'm not quite sure that was a foul, but nonetheless, Sam Hill is out of the game. And as I said, Landfear coming right back in. And now, if you're the Bears, 40-44, Zach. Not quite what you're looking for if you're Coach Clancy. And 147 left in this game. They've got to do a good job in this next possession. Moriel able to convert the three-point play here. And you see, like we said, Zach, gets some pressure down low, and Sam Hill commits those other two fouls. And a bad pass by Vucinis. And that's going to be finished by Hunter. And now Bears down by 7. And that's just the type of pass you can't afford to make in this type of game here. And Coach Clancy's going to have to call the timeout. His team's down by 7, 126 remaining. Not much else he can do. The Bears, in my opinion, have made a few too many mistakes here offensively.
The second half, they played very sloppy. The fourth quarter, they're starting to find it back. But that third quarter, they just went down by too much, too soon.
Yeah, and kudos to Whitesboro, who's been able to capitalize on those Bears mistakes.
Now, I imagine Coach Clancy's drawing something up for the offense, a set play, so we'll see how they execute it coming out of this timeout. They'll certainly need to get quick points here. You don't really need the three, you just need points. You need to get that layup, you need to get points on the board, because if you don't, then you're going to have to start fouling.
Yeah, and to tell you the truth, Mr. Clancy must be in a pretty good mood because we've obviously seen him fired up in past years, but he hasn't looked too fired up, too irate over there, so to speak, on the sidelines. Haven't seen him, yelling too much tonight. It's kind of surprised me. I was expecting maybe a whiteboard across the gym or something, but haven't seen that yet.
That's normally his specialty.
Bears going to have to capitalize, Zach. This is a crucial possession. Here we go, Falkenberg.
25 on the shot clock.
Takes here for the Bears. Look to drive inside, kicks it outside to Vocinas. Big three, and can't quite get that one to drop as Bergen fouled. And that foul is going to be on Morial here.
Bergen to the line.
Yeah, you can tell we're kind of whispering here because these are big. Can't quite get the first one to drop. And with 1:14 in the game, Zach, these are free throws that are crucial. No pressure. Able to get the second one to drop, though.
And that ball thrown away. The Bears certainly happy about that as they can take a deep breath with another possession here.
Yeah, and, a little bit of life now in this Bears comeback, Zach, with that mistake from Whitesboro. And obviously, I think from now on, we're going to see the full court press here from the Bears. Just trying to generate some turnovers here, trying to claw their way back into this game is Falkenberg. Doing some good work, but he's going to get caught. And Wood's going to find the open three. Can't quite get it to fall, and it's going to be somehow corralled, and that's going to be a foul on Hunter as Lanfear was trying to come down with a rebound, and his arm got ripped away.
So Matt Lanfear now to the line. I mean, honestly, excuse me, he will not go to the line.
No, they only got 6 fouls, Zach, so one more team foul, and it will be in the 1-and-1 bonus here.
But if you're Whitesboro, that's not a bad idea to start fouling when you get to 1-and-1, because the Bears, obviously, depending who you foul, they could struggle from the line.
Yeah, you can't be this patient, honestly, if you're the Bears. You only got 40 seconds left, so you got to take a shot. And you see a good fake by Vocinas, but he can't get it to fall.
And that foul will be on Matt Lanfear.
Yeah, smart foul. 32 seconds left. You kind of got to foul now as you're down by 6. And it's going to be a timeout called by Coach Clancy with 32 seconds remaining. Bears, though, got 8 fouls, so obviously 1-and-1 bonus here for Whitesboro. And Zach, the Bears are 4-2 on the season, and if they drop this game, obviously will fall to 4-3.
But to be completely honest, Ben, you say 4-2 right now doesn't sound like a very impressive record. But if you look at their losses, they lost to the reigning state champions of West Hill by 1 point, and they lost to Seton Catholic down in Binghamton, who won their section last year and will go on to very far in the tournament this year, I'd imagine. So 2 good schools. So we'll see here how they can finish against Whitesboro.
Yeah, and obviously this is good experience if you're Coach Clancy, and if you're the Bears, you're able to look and see, the weaknesses of your team, especially with how they've been passing the ball tonight, and you're able to work on that. And that's one thing, last year when we watched West Hill, they did an extremely good job of passing the ball and moving the ball around really quickly. And honestly, kind of impressed me, to be completely honest with you. Didn't even see that type of stuff out of, college teams. As Bears, they are able to come down with a rebound, a little bit scared there. And I tell you the truth, down by 6, Zach, this is still doable if they're able to get a couple quick threes and a stop here.
They got to start. They got to get going. They can't pull out now.
But they got to get inside. As you can see, try to fast as Paulie Wood, but he's not able to get it. And you don't got that much time, Zach. You got to really take a shot. As Vocinas knew that, and he took the 3. Can't go get it to fall, and that here is going to foul.
That's the ball game.
Alpha Hot, and yeah, Zach, like you said, 6 seconds left. That looks like this is going to be all she wrote. The Bears took a little bit too long on that possession, to tell you the truth. Need to get a little bit of a quick look, and by the time Vocinas, obviously he kind of had to put that ball up, Zach, right? Mm-hmm. But
only 10 seconds left when he took the shot. They wasted 15 seconds beforehand.
Yeah, and that wasn't even the best look that they got there in that possession, but Vocinas had to take it. You're going to see somehow Bears kind of caught off there. We weren't expecting that, but it's not really going to matter that much in this game, as the Bears are going to fall 41-47 as Whitesboro able to take the win here. The Bears are going to look to have to bounce back in their next game.
And stay with us here. We'll be broadcasting the all-tournament team and the trophy ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the conclusion, we'd like to announce the
So,
players that were selected to the all-tournament team, and also the MVP, and then present the trophies.
so really, Ben, the Bears, that game, I mean, they didn't play awful, but if you look at their second half, it was way too sloppy, and they just didn't. They lost their composure.
Zach, you're too nice, man. You say they didn't, awful. That's a little bit of a strong word, but I'm going to tell you right now, they didn't play well, and they know that. They're not going to be mad at me for saying that. They obviously know they didn't play well. They only put up 41 points in the game. That's not the type of Bears that we're used to seeing.
And you can just see it in some of their faces, especially Falkenberg as he walks off the court. You can tell they're disappointed in themselves because they know they had the potential to win this tournament. I mean, they just lost their home tournament. Hopefully that'll sink in and they can use it to motivate them further.
Yeah, and obviously Falkenberg hit 22 points in this game. He played well. He had over half of the Bears' points tonight, so obviously played exceptional. But, maybe not the best passing from the Bears all around tonight. And, both on the receiving end of passes and on, just giving the passes, they were a little bit sloppy as we saw a few players, just kind of drop the ball down low and inside and stuff like that. So they need to do a little bit of a better job with that.
And our tourney MVP.
And so we see Falkenberg and Votsinis to the all-tournament team, as well as Hunter, and Morrell gets the MVP.
Sit back to your seats for a minute. We're going to hand out
And now they'll hand out the second and first place trophies for both teams.
second place in the More Than a Game tournament. With the captains from the Chittenango Bears, please come to midcourt. Congratulations, seniors. We'd like to congratulate all players that played in this all-tournament team. And for the championship presentation, okay, fellas, thank you. For the championship presentation, with all the players from Whitesboro, coaches from Whitesboro, please come forward to center court.
And Whitesboro will take home the More Than a Game Foundation trophy. And we thank you for tuning in with us tonight. This is Zach Jasmine and Ben Sear signing off.